Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another video. My name is Alif, and in this video I'll show you exactly how to use cold emails as a way to reach out to senior employees at these big companies and hopefully land a phone call with them in order to get yourself a referral into a job. I'll be showing you the exact email software that you need to use in order to find anyone's email address, and I'll show you the exact message that you need to send to them in order to get them on a phone call with you. So a lot of great stuff. Make sure you stay tuned. Friends, family, boys and girls, friends and family if you're watching. Well, my mom does watch this. Anyways, welcome to this video. Again, I'll be showing you how to use cold emails to get on phone calls with big people at big companies. Just keep in mind that when it comes to this video, it's ideally for you if you are looking to get a job, if you're looking to build your network and get on, again, phone calls with senior people at big companies. This is not a video for you if you are a salesperson looking to sell your stuff. So let's just jump right into it. So as you can see in front of you, I have this application open. It is called Hunter.io. And this is a software I personally use to find almost anyone's email address, really. And I'll show you exactly how to use this software. But first, before we even get started, I need you to have two tabs open when you're using this strategy that I'm about to share with you. First, have Hunter.io open. As you can see, it is open. And then you also want to have LinkedIn open. LinkedIn, right? And specifically on LinkedIn, when you're on the LinkedIn page, you want to have open the person that you're trying to reach out to. So in this case, for the sake of example, I'm trying to reach out to Matt. Ignore that message. That's kind of weird. Anyways, for the sake of this example, I'm trying to reach out to this particular individual. Their name is Matt McGlynn, Vice President of Brand Marketing at RBC. But as you can see, when it comes to Matt's LinkedIn profile, man, they're not that active. They're not that active. Like, look at this. No picture on the banner over here. No description of each of their places they worked. So if you send them a LinkedIn message, the odds of them actually getting back to us is pretty slim. But if we send them an email, the odds of them getting back to us is probably going to be much better, right? So this is exactly the perfect time we're going to need to use cold emails as a way to reach out to influential people at these big companies. So again, my goal is to reach out to Matt and hopefully get on a phone call with him so that hopefully, fingers crossed, he can refer me into a role. But exactly how do I find his email? That's where Hunter.io comes in. So as you can see over here, Hunter.io is the software. The first thing that you need to do is create an account. Now for this demonstration, I've already, as you can see, created an account. And once you are here on, once you finished basically creating your account, you want to click Dashboards. And once you are on Dashboards, you want to click this tab over here. It's called Finder. And basically what you would do here is write their full name and then their company URL right here. Look, I feel like I'm hunting an animal whenever I'm on this software, but anyways, whatever. So what you want to do is go back on LinkedIn and look at the person's profile that you're trying to reach out to. So in this case, Matt McGlynn. So what I'm gonna do is simply copy Matt McGlynn guy. Man, it'd be so awkward if he's watching this video right now, right? It's so awkward. I'm sorry, Matt, if you're watching this video, give me a job at RBC. But as you can see, I inserted his full name, Matt McGlynn, and then since he works at RBC, you know, their company URL is rbc.com, right? I mean, like, yeah, it is what, right? So basically, when you over here on this tab, you want to write down rbc.com, and as you can see, RBC, his actual company appears on the search function. So you just want to click that, and then wait 3 seconds. 1, 2, not even 3 seconds. It already popped up. How crazy is that? But as you can see in front of you, look at that. His email. Ooh. Now imagine what we can do with his work email. Ooh. But be ethical. Don't send spam. Don't do that crazy, weird internet marketing scammy stuff. Okay? Like, I trust you. But now that you can see here, I have his email. All I have to do is just click and it is now copied, and I just need to paste it and I can send an email. So what you want to do here at this point is open Gmail, Yahoo, Hotmail. Wait, if you use Hotmail, that's kind of weird. Don't use why are you using Hotmail? But open your email service provider and then write this exact message that you will see in the next 2 seconds. So funny thing is, I was actually gonna open my email and write it and screen share my email, but then I realized, okay, this is kind of private, so I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna write the email out on this Word doc, but for you, you would just copy paste this email onto your email, Gmail, Hotmail, whatever email thing you use, okay? So as you can see over here, we have our subject line, and for the subject line, this is probably the most important part when it comes to writing a cold email, because a good subject line will get the click and a bad subject line will not get the click, and if you do not get the click, they will not read the email. So everything depends on the subject line. 80% of the work when it comes to an effective cold email is writing a subject line that someone actually opens. So in this case, when you are writing your subject line, you want to make sure that it is not that it doesn't seem like some sort of spammy marketing kind of email. You want to make it sound very personable and as if like a best friend sort of sent it. So the example that I'm going to use is very simple. It is this. Are you ready to read this subject line? Because it will blow your mind. Quick question. And that's it, really. But why is this subject line effective? Because think about it. If someone receives a message that says quick question, I mean, it's a quick question, right? Plus, it's lowercase. It doesn't look like a spammy kind of thing. And people are just like, there's a curiosity factor to it. Whereas if we send something like, let me give you an example. A formal introduction to myself at whatever, right? Like that's just like, who the hell is gonna click to open that? Am I right? So again, keep it to quick question. Great. So we have the subject line and it's statistically guaranteed to get the most amount of opens. Now, what do we actually write in this email? Now, this is going to be important because when you're writing this email, you don't want to introduce yourself. You don't want to be like, I have 5-year experience working in India in change management and now I'm looking for a new career in... No, because the truth is, and brace yourself because this is going to hurt you a lot, or I hope it doesn't. Well, it hurt me when I first heard it, but no one cares about you. Think about it. This person, this VP of brand marketing is pretty busy and all of a sudden he gets hit with an email that says, my name is Joanne, I'm from Liberia and I just 5 experience in supply chain and I've done this and I did this, and shut up because no one cares about you. Some tough love right there. So when you're crafting this email, you want to make it more about them, make them feel good, and then ask a very easy, direct call to action, meaning ask them to do something that's very easy for them to do. So let me walk you through exactly what you should write here, okay? So what you're gonna write here is, hi Matt, right? First name, whatever. I came across your LinkedIn profile and I noticed you blank, 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 blank. And in this line, it's gonna be super important because this is what's gonna differentiate your message compared to like a salesperson sending out thousands of copy paste messages. The key here behind cold emails is to make it look very tailored to them. So in this case, when I'm reaching out to Matt, let me do a bit of research before I send this out. So here I'm on Matt's profile on the left and my email on the right, and we need to make sure that when we're sending off this email, it's a very tailored message and not a generic copy paste. So we need to mention something very specific about him that's unique to him. So in this case, this is kind of cool. Wow. So he was the Maple Leafs Marketing Global Partnerships. He was the marketing supervisor at PlayStation. And then he got into RBC. Like, this is pretty cool. So what I might want to say to him here, as you can see, I kind of like, and noticed your previous experience working as a marketing supervisor for PlayStation and are now at RBC as the VP of brand marketing. Sorry, typo over here, working as a marketing supervisor for PlayStation, now RBC. So again, what we're doing here is we're showing him, we actually took the time to understand his journey and we sent him a very tailored message and not a generic copy-paste message. I find your career the typos. I myself am looking to get into the marketing space, assuming that you're job hunting and trying to get into marketing. And no, this is not biased at all. Just because I work in marketing doesn't mean all my examples are going to be marketing. But in this case, marketing is going to be the example. So, and I was wondering, I was wondering if I can ask you for some career advice over a brief 15-minute phone call. I'd really appreciate hearing your insights. Also, here's a link to my LinkedIn profile for your reference, and then you include the goddamn link down here. Now, let's have a talk for a second, because this is going to be super, super important. So as you can see in this email, we sent them a very tailored opening. So in this case, Matt, and again, if you're watching this, I actually am really inspired by your career journey. But in this case, you know, we said to Matt, listen, you went from PlayStation to RBC, one of the biggest banks in the world. This is really cool, right? And when we do that, we're showing him, like, you're special, like, you're really cool, you're unique, and this is not a copy-paste message. Next, we're telling them exactly why we are reaching out to them. As you can see here, I myself am looking to get into the marketing space. Again, assuming that you're trying to get a job in marketing. And this just gives him some context about why we're reaching out to him specifically, and that we're not some random stranger trying to sell him something. And I was wondering if I can ask you for some career advice over a brief 15-minute phone call. And this, my friend, is probably the most important thing ever. Why, you might say? Well, because, you know, first, we're not asking him to refer us into a role, because he'll say no to that, because just don't do that. Like, that's dumb. Don't do that. We're not asking him to look over a resume, because that's just more work on him. Who the hell wants to do that? No, my friend. We are just asking him for a brief, only 15-minute phone call, just enough that people can squeeze it in their busy schedule. And a phone call lets us have the time to establish a relationship with the person. So afterwards, they'd be more willing to refer us into a role. And then to close it off, here's a link to my LinkedIn profile for your reference. Honestly, man, the reason why I include this is because I'm trying to show him I'm not a creepy guy. Like, I'm just not trying to be a creepy guy. And also, it just sort of gives a face to the email. So it's not just a cold, an email with just text. Instead, he can go to my profile. He can see my career history. He can see my face. He can see the stuff I posted. So it gives more humanness to myself when I reach out. So again, I'm just trying really hard to not be a creep. But notice how we didn't introduce ourselves too much. All we did was just include a link to our LinkedIn URL. We didn't go over like a 5-paragraph essay about our journey going from Bangladesh to Canada and how we worked in supply chain and went to HR and yeah, we don't do that, man. Just don't do that, man, okay? And there you have it, the email to actually send them. Now, let's talk a little bit about what to do after. Now, from my experience, I found that about 1 in 3 people will generally get back to you. If your odds are generally 1 in 3, then that means you're in a really, really good place. And if you, so what I'm trying to say is, if people don't get back to you, don't be so discouraged. I've also noticed that a lot of career coaches out there on LinkedIn say that cold emails are more effective than sending out direct messages on LinkedIn. And the reason is very logical and sort of obviously makes sense, because you know, these people, when they're at their work, they probably have the work email open and not LinkedIn. So take that as you will. Cold emails are generally seen as more effective than a direct LinkedIn message. And I won't get too much into this, but there are programs out there on the internet that can actually track to see whether or not your cold email got opened. In order to find these softwares, I'm pretty sure you can do like a quick Google search. But there you have it, my friend. How to use cold emails and what to say to someone in order to get a person who works at a big company in a big position on a phone call with you. Hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe and hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. And if you want to get in touch with me, feel free to add me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram, and of course, connect with me on the lovely LinkedIn. And I will see you in the next video, my friend. Peace out, my friend. Peace out.